Yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, it looks different, right? All that. Yep, the whole brand new, different story. Because it's already all closed in now, so it looks like whoa. Remember at first how it looked? It's like whoa. Now you see it nice and, you know, coming along. Definitely, yeah. Yeah, we're getting there. Yes, sir, we're getting there. Everything I look for, like, oh, what a view.
I think we can go fast.
Okay, say that again. You want the outside wall to be 10.6 and the inside will be 9 foot?
Yeah, but I'm gonna get the exact height. And the reason I keep getting all over this, so you guys gotta, what I'm thinking about a month from now. So when we pour this wall right here, okay, I've got eye joists that are 16 inches thick, right?
Yeah.
And so the eye joists are gonna sit on top of this wall. And then I gotta put a 1.5 inch 2x4, that's a pressure treated board that sits on top of that wall. And so this wall is actually gonna be 8 foot 10.5. And then when we do that, then the eye joist sits on top at 16, which gives us a 10'6" wall, which gives us 9 foot clear on in the ceiling in here. So as that comes on around, that'll tie into the exact slab, okay? But actually, I'm actually wrong on that because the thickness of the ply that goes on top of it, because I have one 1/8 inch plywood, tongue and groove, and then the flooring, I got 1/4 inch cork, and then 1/2 inch engineered wood that goes on top of it. So all those little thicknesses need to add up to 10'6". So this exact height, so we got to subtract from that 8 foot 10.5. We got to subtract 1 1/8 and another 3/4, and that's the exact height. So it'll be something down to the 1/8 of an inch, right? Because I know y'all get it within 1/8 of an inch on the concrete pour. So so the exact height of that wall is what everything's setting on, which then also corresponds to what's going on over here on the backside wall. So it'll be continued around. So each wall, I'm gonna create a master document we're gonna lay out here, and I'll make photocopies of it, and I'm gonna have all the exact heights of each wall as they go around. That kind of makes sense. And then what makes it even more complicated is that this where this retaining wall is, this is the only room down here that has 16-inch eye joist. Okay, all the other rooms have the 12-inch glue lamps that we're creating. And so I've got to change the heights on those rooms too, which is going to change over here some of the form board heights that we end up changing over here. And then since we're pouring a concrete lid, pretty much effectively, this section over here, the entire thing has got a concrete lid just like we did on the equipment room. Because it's actually, when you look on top of the plans, there's rock arches that sit on these columns above it. And so what we're doing exactly, we've got to get these heights just right, and it's changing on the backside. So
we can build the walls up to the general height.
Yes.
And then use the laser gun.
That is correct. We can go above. Yep. Right. So this wall on the inside technically can be shorter to save some material. I mean, like I said, it's going to be about, when it's all said and done, it's going to be about 8'8" when I do the math. 8'8"-ish, and then the backside needs to be 10'6".
Okay. So we can do one wall.
Yep.
Say all the same height, but we do one wall, put a step in there to drop it.
Yep.
And then, okay.
That's exactly right. And then over here with the I-beam that we got to put in, that is going to sit below as a structural member. And the floor, I got to calculate it, but it's either going to be 12 inches thick or 16 inches thick on the floor, or the thickness of the concrete that we're going to pour. Because on that, we're going to do a double cage 5, and we're going to spread them. We're going to have like 4, 8, 4. What does that add up to? That'll be the thickness. Because that's a real good spread on the, because the farther the, 16. So the farther the rebar is apart on the structural concrete above it, the stronger it is. Because the closer the steel is together, it acts like one piece of steel. But the further the steel, it acts like an I-beam. Like an I-beam, the flanges on top, the web in the middle doesn't do anything. It's the two big pieces of steel on the outside. And the further they are apart, the stronger the steel is holding it together in tension. Because concrete's great in compression, but bad in tension. So that's why we spread it apart. So that's why we were doing that lid over there. I was like, man, we got to have as much spread between the double cage as we can. That's why it's important. So, and that's what we're going to be doing over there, and that's why making it thicker is better, having the steel a little bit further apart. But then there's also a diminishing return. You know, it gets too far apart, then it's too heavy.
Yeah. So,
anyhow, now that we pulled the roof out of there, we have a 9-foot span going across, and it's solid as rock at 12 inches. So, according to Gavin, who's testing it.
It sounds good.
Yeah, you step on it, you don't know it's hollow.
Yeah.
I can't tell. Pound on it. Okay, well that's what's going on. So, so as we get working here, I know I want to set that concrete date, and it'll probably be an afternoon pour. It'll probably be like a 12 o'clock pour. So it'll probably go from 12 to 5 because we don't have to finish it.
Yeah.
You know, and so they'll just bring up the trucks. So I'm probably going to get. I calculated 5.5 trucks. Oh, and since we're here, Robert won the concrete challenge. So he guessed 28.
28.
Yeah,
28 on the dot.
28 trucks, and we used 28.1. So 281 yards was utilized on this. So Robert nailed it. So he won the $500 concrete challenge. So, and he's been asking me, hey boss, how about today? And I was like, oh,
There's your
100 subscribers. You get $1.
I'll take it.
You've been here for how many months and you just subbed right
I've been
now?
here for like 2,
Dude, that is an epic fail. God.
but I got us to 100.
He sure did.
And let's see how far we get. Once we finish this, let's see how far we get over here.
Yeah. Only thing I'm pushing on that is
So
just
we
because
still got to do that. All that rocky part is.
Yeah,
It's
I
like a
know.
little-
I
It's
know.
gonna be a little tricky over there.
And the steel.
Yeah.
I mean, that could take what?
A couple days.
I don't know until we get there. You know.
I mean, how many business days is that?
9.
Yeah, you're looking at a week from Friday.
9. We have 9 work days if we were to hit the 18th. And the 18th is an arbitrary date that I'm just picking because I know I'm gonna be in town that day.
Yeah.
And I'm not picking because I think it's a great day. Like, oh, this is a. But I mean, I also don't want to wait.
Right.
I don't want to wait 26 days because as I start flying these missions that I got to go do for work, my other job, you know, I gotta. I know that after the 18th, I know on the 19th I'm going to be flying. Because the only reason I know I'm going to be in town is I got a simulator that I have to hit on Thursday, which then I'll fly in here, I'll inspect all the work, and then we can pour the next day. So anyhow, that's the plan. Let's see if we can get it done. It'd be great. If not, I mean, whatever.
Okay.
But over here, this is just a structural wall to keep the dirt out from the backside when we're going to fill it. But this right here, the actual foundation goes up another 1.5 feet, so it's going to be 10'6", and that's going to be the face of the next floor, and it kind of keeps on going.
And then the next step after here is going to be the bridge that goes from the garage to the house.
That's correct, and we probably won't do that for quite a while. You know, we'll be building the house well before we get to the next part of the bridge. Because then once we get this done, we got to build that next part of the foundation with the crew. Then we got to go down the hill and we got to do. We can work on the dock foundation because the dock is concrete poured. We got to work on the neighbor's retaining wall. We got the entire retaining wall along the property, and then we got the drive that comes up the hill, the drive that goes in the front, and then the drive that comes up the hill here. That's all our concrete work, and then that big patio stuff. But there we go. Enormous amount of concrete. But
You have to dig that out too, though?
well, yeah, but I was gonna do the litter. We're not doing the complete foundation yet.
Yeah, we're just gonna do
All we're doing is getting the structure in place that then we can continue the form boards.
I'm just wondering how far are you gonna pour out to here?
I'm saying to stop it somewhere arbitrarily here. I think you can kind of come up vertically here, and then whenever we're ready to do this part of the foundation, we can just continue the weatherboards across, and we'll close it off. And we're also pouring the lid on top of this, so it all can be one continuous pour across.
Okay, so why wouldn't we? I mean, what do you think about us just boxing this off right here, having the rebar stick out the wood out the sides 8 foot where the wall is going to go? We can pour all this and we take that down, then we can still pour into that when this is all finished.
We could. It's just that since we're boxing it up, I was just thinking we'd just take it all the way up to the house. I mean, just take it up. You can see all we're doing is pouring this corner right here. We're pouring this rock lug that's already there. It goes over and out. And somewhere you're stopping somewhere in the middle. But we're not going all the way up to 10 foot 6. See, we are on the back side of it, but we only have to pour up to 8. And you're going up 10 foot 6, so the batter board's already in place for you. So the next thing we just continue on instead of redoing it all. Okay. I'm probably gonna grab this set of plans, and I'm gonna draw it out so y'all can see, because these plans they're good, but you have to swap between multiple sheets to see what heights you need from basement. Because when you go to the basement plans,
that throws me off from basement first floor. I get it, what we're building to get to here.
Yeah.
But the basement. Is
you look at the
totally
when you look at the basement plans, you can see we're doing the basement portion right here, but the basement portion doesn't show us any structure on this. Because when they did the plans, they didn't realize the elevation fall was going to occur right there, and that we had a big hole dug. So they assumed this was level ground, and it's not. And so what we're doing is we're going to continue to pour. As we pour this, we're pouring this little section right here as well. And so I was like, well, based on the hole we have, we're also going to pour this little section right here. And since it's hollow, we're just going to go ahead and we box this up like this, Mike. We're going to continue across the rock, and then we're going to gap that. You know, that's where our wall continues across. And then this little section we're just going to pour with concrete. Be done with it.
Okay.
Yeah. And then when we'll frame up the rest of this this little portion over here, and then we pour the lid, it'll just be one uniform pour. You got to think 4-dimensionally.
Yeah, he's just going in advance step.
You got to also add the time element in.
Oh,
Let's see. All right, cool.
Episode 47.
Remember, right here I've got, not like y'all know, but there's 15 arches of limestone right here built in the house. So there's a walkway through here, and then the wet bar's got the arches, and you walk down this hallway right through here, you got arches of rock. Do we want another wall of rock behind it?
I think it would be better.
Or do we do the concrete and we stain it, to make it look really cool with the burn pattern? Yeah.
Wood grain, like thick shiplap. Badass.
I think it's good. I think in this corner right here might look really good like that. Here's the wet bar. You walk through here. There's another door right here, and as you walk through, this is gonna be the whiskey cabinet. This is the bourbon section. It was the wine room, but the wine room was like, 7 by 5. That's ridiculous. We wanted a wine room that's 22 by, 17. But this entire face, as we continue on, it'll be the whiskey drinking section, but the entire wall will be the architectural wood that you're walking through. And so I think this corner will be really nice. Then when you walk in the wine room, which would be right through here, right? You walk into the wine room, so this is the architectural wood look on the concrete on the exterior here. You walk in, and what you see is there's this big concrete pillar right here that's going to be holding up the house. And then you look over here and you're looking at that rock that Robert's climbing on right now. And then this wall right here, I was either going to do architectural on it with the wood that we're talking about. We do double-sided, or I could actually, because this room is so big, it's 8 feet wide or 9 feet wide. We can actually put a coat of rock on this. And then right here, as you walk around the corner, this will be a stone arch that comes up and over. And this steel post that Justin's going to put in next day or two. Justin! There'll be a concrete or a limestone pillar that's 14 by 14 around it that the guys do it. So you'll never see your work, sorry. It's going to come up and cover the I-beam that's right there that's holding the house up. But it'll be an arch. It'll be an arch, double arch. And then you'll be sitting here looking at the rock, the natural rock, and right there. And then down here, once we pull all the wood out, we're going to get that really polished river rock, and we'll fill this full of river rock so you can walk right near it. Yeah. Which also functions as the capture any water that drips off the thing.
Yeah.
That go in our French drain that takes it on around. What do I want behind this wall? Do I want this wall to be a architectural concrete wall with wood plating on it, or do I want it limestone?
got enough limestone.
I don't know, man. You can't have enough limestone.
Limestone
I'm telling you, dude, you can't have enough.
Yeah, you can do a mixture.
Yeah, so when you look in wine rooms and wine caves, you want it to look, either you want it with the look ultra modern, or do you want it to look like very feng shui? And then right along here, this is probably a good place to have wine racks. And so why spend your time if we're going to cover it?
This is gonna be covered.
If this is going to be covered, then why? So I'm sitting there thinking in here, as you walk in here, I think this is pretty cool. You can put some tables right here, like wine table, like tables here, and there under the arches as you're looking at the rock. Probably actually kind of focused in right here. You're sitting under the arch, as a matter of fact, because I'll put lights up in the pour that'll shine down. It'd be very dim, very very exquisite lighting.
Polish those rocks too, man.
Yeah, I know.
I know, I'm serious. It would look badass.
No. You're looking at it, dude. This is the way it's gonna look.
One thing, this is Texas, so don't you think you should have a bigger whiskey room than a wine room?
Well,
I'm
I don't
just
know,
kidding.
man. I know you're right.
Just kidding.
So right here you can have wine racks in the corner, so you're sitting here at the tables, and this right over here you can actually have a bigger table, because we're going to close this door off now. There won't be a door here. This will be sealed off. This could be a bigger, if you wanted to, you could actually have some people have dinner engagements and stuff in there. You could have a table that's built in here, and you can have that. So you can either have more wine racks along the side here, and what's so cool is the sun comes this way. This wall made out of concrete will never get sun on it. The sun never hits this side of the house. And so the wine room is always going to be cool at the exactly perfect 71 degrees. Arch, it comes on over. This little corner right here, we're going to skim this thing with limestone.
Okay.
So the arch will continue, and it'll go around the corner, so it'll flow, and then it'll go in and it'll dive into this wall here.
Okay.
And then this wall we'll make this wall like nothing, because it's going to be covered with wine bottles.
Just tons of wine.
Yeah, so it'll just be concrete, big deal. And then, so that'll be pretty. So the only thing we got to worry about is this wall right here.
Okay.
Which honestly, we could take the limestone around. That could be all limestone. Because when I start talking square footage, it's only like $6-7 per square foot for the limestone. Because I could see this right here being another section of wine. This could be this could be wine racks in here.
Wine racks here?
Yeah, I can see this being wine racks.
Oh, okay.
Or this could be the whiskey section.
Yeah, and you can have like an offset different wall right here.
Yeah.
And then have everything else limestone.
Yeah.
With different.
But no, I think this is where this sommelier is going to sit, where he pairs the wine with the food. This is where he's going to make all his decisions. It'll be me. Yeah.
I'm just gonna go tack up the metal frames on the dock, and then get the welder up here, and then whenever you're ready to.
So we're gonna need some angle iron up here too.
Gotcha.
So out of all those I-beams, we're gonna do the two, obviously, and I'm gonna order the one that goes across here. But the two here, we're gonna need those two 11-inch angle irons cut. 11-inch, the 1/4 plate.
By 4-inch by 4-inch, aren't they?
Yeah, the 4s.
Okay.
We're gonna need those cut at 11s. Kind of slide it into the I-beams.
Gotcha. Yes.
And we're gonna offset it 6 inches back, or 5.5 if you want to make it flush.
Okay.
And that'll be the point where we put the glue liner in between.
Alrighty. Do you want it sitting totally flush with the whole eye of it?
Yeah. When you get ready to
the whole line,
place it, come get me.
Okay.
Find
Yeah.
me, and we'll find exactly where we're gonna weld it on there.
Yeah.
And once we get that done, let's go grab a set of plans, because you need to see what we need to do. We need to cut that 3/8 plate, and then we need to cut the slots in the beams, and then we need to weld the
That'll go
plates.
in the beams.
Yeah. So we just need to get your rig set up and ready to start welding.
Yeah.
You got some.
So I just want to secure that, and
Okay.
take me a minute to get that up here.
Go secure.
Secure.
Secure Wade.
So everything we've done here, Mike, are you recording?
Hey, Big Mike, Robert, and Devin. Just so y'all want to keep cranking, making those foam boards. This entire wall on the inside here, pretty much this perimeter right here that you see inside and around, till we get pretty much all the way around. This all can be used with normal boards.
Oh, okay.
You just keep going. Matter of fact, everything on the inside, because I'm going to skim with rock behind there, and then
all the way this way like this.
yeah. So everywhere inside, coming around. Yes.
Okay.
All this is going to be regular boards, including that wall, and might as well. Continuing around, everything in here is going to be regular foam boards. The only thing we're going to do architectural boards is we may do some right there over the rock. and then we'll do some on the outside. This entire outside portion, right here, from here along here to there will be architectural boards.
The whole walls are going to be architecture. Okay, good.
Make it out of these.
Perfect.
And we got.
Just go down through that one if you can, dude. I don't know if we'll be able to.
Let's see if I can mend my guy.
You got number? Down low, mic, or up high?
All right, bring her on.
Got her?
Yeah, it's dry, man.
All right, good here, man. Oh, it's all wrong.
Sometimes you just want to lay out and sunbathe a little bit. Ain't that right, Mike?
I mean, same thing you do every time.
Yeah. I'm gonna come to work one day wearing a wife beater, camo pants, boots, camo pants tucked into the boots, right? American flag headband, aviator glasses. I'm gonna come to work with, I don't know, a crowbar. And be like, yeah, man, fucking real man, you know? Doing real. I'm gonna look like Rex Kwon Do, but of the job site. You know what I'm saying?
Why you put a little top plate? Because remember how I was saying there's a gap between the I-beam and the actual 4x4 right there? So this little plate is a weld plate. So you weld this on there, then you weld it, and there's its call out for the fillet radius.
Yeah, well,
3/16.
that top plate might be on there because this column's cut in the middle. It might give this little piece more structure over there, so it can't do anything.
I'm totally cool with adding that little top plate on there.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think that's why they have it there.
The underneath one, I think it, like I said, it's just there to weld this I-beam to that post. But if we actually put it flush, the I-beam is actually touching it, you can just weld straight to it.
Yeah, I would rather do that. It'll look better anyways.
Yeah, and actually, I may leave this exposed in the house, this entire side.
Okay.
So this I-beam is going to go all the way through the structure and out and then to the porch here. So inside the house, you're standing here looking at this.
Yeah.
This may be exposed I-beam right here. Okay. You'll be looking up at it.
Painted solid black or
something. Black. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to see what y'all wanted.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure that out.
This will be our template, but this is cut where it'll fit flat, right?
Yeah.
Because you got that weld.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if you wanted to try to bevel it out any, or if that was good.
So the 2x6 is going to fit right into here, right? Which is actually 5.5. So
that's actually perfect, Mike. That'll be a perfect weld bead on it.
All right, so then we'll keep that template.
But I was thinking, look, when we put this in here, and we're going to drill some holes, that means that the 2x6, it's going to slide right into here. It's going to fit all the way up. It's going to be the, what do you call it, the glue lambs. It's going to slide in here with bolts. And it's going to go all the way across to either I-beam.
Okay.
So we do it like this, we weld it like that, so it's hidden. So we can put it on there like that, so the weld's hidden. So all you see is you weld this real nice. You can't see that. You can't see that. Weld along there, weld along here, and then the glue lamb that fits in here, you just drill the holes, and it's resting on this, and it's holding it in place. And so that would look pretty tight, I think. And exposed wise, if the glue lamb is sitting flush, we'll paint this black, and the glue lamb will slide right in here. We'll cut it to shape. It'll sit in there like this.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So you'll be looking at, this will be exposed to the public, and you'll be looking at it this way too. And this will be overhanging the pool by about 1 foot.
Okay. I don't know what, I mean.
I think if it's hidden, it looks better.
Yeah, well, I think if you do.
Yeah, that's exposed. This is covered.
Yeah, but if you do some shit like this, you're talking about modern industrial shit. You can have bolts in here and it looks industrial, or you can do those big ass round.
Yeah, it would look. You would look like it bolted like is important. Put a bolt there and a bolt there.
We just have to see. Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay, are we taking bets on this now?
I don't know.
Doug's about time. We gotta do this fast.
I don't know. I think
No,
making it. I think hidden looks better.
Yeah. Okay. I'm cool with that. Yeah.
Maybe like it's flush. It's kind of weird. It's kind of flush.
Maybe this doesn't affect it being, having this offset here, does it?
Well,
affect your board.
I would personally want it flat, but I mean because the radius here, maybe you got to trim it off a little bit more. But I was thinking for your weld though, I'd like this to be welded all.
Yeah, that's what I would have to. That's what I'm saying. It like right here, like that. Yeah, you do have a little gap there, but that's gonna be filled with the weld.
Okay.
And then so I just gotta try
and then
to
you can come along here. You can weld here. So it'll be because believe it or not, this is actually holding a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Going across. And the I-beam is cantilevered out. What's going to be going every 16 inches on the side of it is going to be another glue lamb cantilevered out onto this beam that's going to be held on this with your brackets you're going to make.
Okay.
They sit right here. The joist brackets are going to sit right along this beam.
Yeah. We're going to have to make these a little longer. Then we're going to have to grind these corners down to get that.
Okay, so you do want to go to the end and grind them.
Yeah. So cut it a little bit longer. I'll tell you where to cut it.
Like I said, the glue lamb is really just sitting on this right here.
Yeah, that's
what's holding it up. This is just holding it in place. A bolt here and a bolt there.
Well, then you don't need it to be exact, do you?
Okay.
Yeah.
In there.
Okay. Yeah, you wanted it seamless. All right, I can do that too.
Cool.
Cool beans.
Mirror images.
Okay, so plates here on both sides.
Yeah.
Plates on this same thing down there on both sides, and then we're doing inline on both sides on this.
Yeah. So next. The wall's straight, and I'm going to come on up, and that'll be the door frame. So we'll go at 12, and then I was talking about a 42-inch door, because you make it because most stuff like furniture and stuff to get through. This is going to be a real easy load for the entire house right through here. And so if it's a wide door here, wide door there, you can get pool tables, you can get materials. It's so much easier on a 42 versus a 36.
Damn right.
So we'll make this a 12, and then we'll leave these two as it comes over, and we'll set it at let's just call it 57 and roughly a 46 opening. Okay, so it's bigger than a 42 that we require, but we'll end up furring it out with the pressure treated wood around it for the door to fit in.
You weren't exactly on that mark. Go back. You were at a foot.
Yeah.
And then right there.
Yeah, it looks like 46 is good. Yeah.
Okay.
So furred out, you mean that you don't want us to cross it on the 8
Oh, we'll
foot?
cross it because it'll go up 96, right?
Okay.
96 is 8 feet, right?
Yes.
My math right? So that means we'll have a 1 foot beam across the top of it,
Okay.
and that'll continue, and then we continue the pour up top for the lid. It'll continue with that,
Okay.
but that door will be bigger than what it needs to be out of the concrete, and that way we can adjust it with the wood because it's so much easier to adjust it instead of trying to have to cut concrete and go, oh man, we need to move it over, whatever. But by doing that, it also makes it look nice because that's at 12. The opening is now centered effectively, right?
Yeah.
There you go. It's exactly. Barely exactly. So
Well, it's off about an inch or two, but I think we'll end up furring the door off this about a 2x4's width or 2. And that'll center the door up and make it look centered because the door is going to be so far off over this way as it is.
Okay.